Hey, what up, y'all? It's DollaRhyme. Happy whatever day of the week that it is for you today. For me, it's the day that I'm going to go ahead and open this Paldea Evolved that finally arrived on my doorstep. Of course, I want to say as I jump into it, thank you so much for coming by. Please consider hitting the like button and subscribing to the channel because we're on the drive for 500 subscribers. Hopefully, we're going to get there. This is going to be a little bit of a different, slightly longer form video. Might not be as good as the other ones. I'll be honest. You know, we'll try and get some first pack magic as I go through this stuff here. Of course, there's going to be code cards for the homies as I discuss with you how I'm feeling about this new set so far, what I'm looking for, this type of thing. You know, and I think going forward, we'll talk a little bit going forward. But first, honestly, Paldea Evolved. I love it so far. It's not been very long. I've been looking forward to the set for a while, and there's two things kind of that struck me about this. So the first one is the trainers, I think all look amazing, and they're all possibly very useful. And the art rares are priced up ridiculously like no one's business. I don't quite understand it. It's kind of an interesting pattern where most of the cards are dropping as you might expect them to a couple weeks after release. But there are a couple cards that are definitely seeming to be holding their value. Again, the art looks great. That part is great. But like for example here, perfect example. We have a Tyranitar. It's a gorgeous card. This is a great looking Tyranitar. It looks gigantic like Godzilla. You have birds in the background, the Staravias in the background, or Staravias, or however you want to call them. You know, flying all over the place. It's a great looking card. But why is it $40? I don't know. The art is, again, I mean, the art is amazing. That's a $40 card. What's the other one that's ridiculous? Magikarp. Magikarp, okay, I will say that I think the difference between the Tyranitar and the Magikarp is probably a $10 or $15 difference because I think the art is amazing. I think there's a lot of things going on in that Magikarp. I think it's a very cool looking card. But it's $50 right now. 50 US dollars. I'm Canadian. That's like $1 million to me. Like, are you kidding me? That's the price of a booster box. Maybe not quite, but it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. There's a lot of art in this set, and a lot of it is really good looking art. All the art rares, like I said, I think they're great looking art rares. I think, for example, you got something for everything. Something for everyone, excuse me. You've got, like, for example, the Meowscarada line. Looks like a beautiful garden backyard. Gorgeous. From the Sprigatito to the Meowscarada, I think those are great looking cards. You've got the Fuecoco line that has that kind of interaction with the trainer, right? You got it shopping for groceries and all this other stuff and making a mess, you know, and then helping to carry out the groceries at the end. I mean, that's a great looking line. The Quaxley, no one cares about it. The Quaxley's just chilling in the kitchen growing up. Whatever. I mean, if you're into Quaxley, if you're down with that type of thing, you know, more power to you. But obviously Quaxley is the one that no one cares about, right? And then if you're into like artsy fartsy stuff, you got your friends Frigibax and Arctibax and Baxcalibur, like abstract art, you know? I think those are really cool looking cards. Those are really great looking cards. If you're looking for cozy, comfy, lo-fi hip hop beats while you're studying, right? Like all those channels, bro, you got the Raichu chilling in bed. You got the Knackle chilling on the counter. I would even maybe consider the Mousehold, where you got a whole bunch of Pokemon just chill. They're just chilling though, you know? They're just chilling. They remind me of the music in the background of this video. But maybe that's just me. If you're looking for, you know, kind of classic art, maybe you're looking at the Flamigo. Maybe you're looking at the Wooper. The Giraffrei is maybe a little bit more abstract. And then of course the cool ones, you know, hiding in plain sight. You've got your friend, the Sandygast, Sandcastle, and the Sudowoodo. As we see finally our second hit there, the Lycanroc. That's another thing I've noticed about these booster boxes. I mean, it seems to be kind of few and far between. Maybe, you know, again, it's just random. I think even if I randomize the packs, seems like there's a little bit of a cold streak, don't get much, and then you're going to start hitting hits and hits and hits. It's really fun to open. I will say it's very fun to open. As far as full art Pokemon, as we see a Skeletor GX. As far as full art Pokemon, my favorites I think are the Noivern EX and the Annihilate EX. I like the color scheme, I like the vibes. Noivern might be an interesting deck to play with. Annihilate is a pretty cool deck to play with too. But yeah, I mean, as far as full art cards, all of them, of course, look great. As I continue to say, and we were talking about full arts, here's a full art Giacomo. I was just about to get into the trainers. The full art trainers, I think, are really good looking cards, man. And this is not even the special illustration rare. This is just the regular double star full arts. Giacomo, a useful looking trainer. All the trainers do seem to be useful. Of course, you have your boss's orders. I love the alt art and the full art boss's orders. Maybe it's because I'm a fan of ponchos. Maybe it's because I'm a fan of gigantic diamonds. I don't know. There's another full art Caparaja, speaking of which, and this really cool Paldean Tauros running in the bull situation. And then the two that everyone's talking about. So back when Triplet Beat came up, everyone was looking for the Dendra, and that's the Japanese set, of course. The Dendra is still going for $300, Japanese. Here, of course, it's a little bit less. I think it's closer to $30. And the Iono, like, what is the deal with this Iono? In Japan, this is a $1,000 card. Okay, you got some really thirsty dudes in Japan, and I don't blame you. I mean, you know, if that's what your culture is into, that's cool, whatever. Here it's $130, $140 card. I think it started off at about $150. So it's dropped slightly, and then it starts to go back up a little bit. I think that that's the other interesting part about this particular set. You have a lot of cards that are dropping off in value that are changing as you would expect them to. Again, 2-3 weeks after release. But you have this Iono. I don't know, man. If you have pulled an Iono, I'm still kind of in the camp where you should kind of get rid of it while you're still for sure making money on it. While you're still for sure, if that's a thing that you want to do. Again, if you're collecting the full set, you'll collect your set. That's all right. And I will be definitely collecting a master set. But if you're in the market, you know, for, I don't know, I kind of on the fence as to whether you buy now or whether you wait. Because this card could very well just continue to increase in price. Again, slowly and surely. Maybe this is the set where finally you have those cards that are going back up to $200 or $300. As we see a really nice, beautiful gold water energy, or sorry, gold grass energy. I think the other gold energy is a gold water energy. The gold cards have been looking really good too. Obviously the gold card, as far as the Pokemon, are just basically the full art Pokemon, but with a gold background. But I am definitely looking for the superior energy retrieval and the super rod in gold. I think those are going to be my two quote-unquote gold chase cards, if you will. Probably, hopefully, will be also, you know, reasonably priced. Those are ones that really haven't increased in value too much. But yeah, and then nice little mouse hole that we were talking about too. I think just kind of comfy vibes, beautiful colors, tons of mouses. I was gonna say mouses. That makes perfect sense, right? Mouses. And I was going to start to talk about decks. So, you know, speaking of the watch roll with United Wings. United Wings is looking like a very interesting single prize deck. There's a couple really cool looking cards, I think, in this set as far as that's concerned. But United Wings, reminiscent of, I believe it's Mad Party and Night March, I think are the two recent ones where, you know, you get Pokemon into the discard pile and then you do damage for minimal energy attachment. 20 times. So in this case you have a Wattrel, which we saw, the Flamigo, which we've seen. I don't know if we've seen a Murkrow just yet, but 12 Pokemon potentially in the discard pile, and then using a Ditto to attach one energy and do a bunch of damage. You know, 200 up to 240 damage plus whatever other damage modifiers you want to add on top of that. That looks like an interesting deck. Chenpao EX, which seems like it can KO anything for almost nothing. Of course, it has an ability that allows it to put energy from the deck into your hand, and then you attach it with Baxcalibur, like unlimited number of attachments. That one's kind of nice. This Fortress EX is kind of interesting too. There's on PTCG Live, there is a pre-built Fortress deck. So you knock out your own Pokemon, the Fortress, and then you attach 5 grass energy to your Pokemon in any way you like. And their pre-built deck features Ambipom, which I think is hilarious. So you're just flipping a ridiculous number of coins to try to do damage. If you're into that kind of thing, that's the type of deck that's going to be just fun to play, right? So I think kind of overall, those are at least the kind of notable ones. Of course, you have a lot of really cool Pokemon as well, like a Luxray You got the trainers and the energies, like the reversal energy, which we've seen. The bravery charm is going to be useful. Talked about the Giacomo Iono, the rod, the retrieval, jet energy, luminous energy. These are all things you'd probably hang on to if you do end up opening some of these cards, because they'll probably be worth something, you know. But we'll recap. Couple of EXs here. This is the right side versus left side, by the way. A couple EXs, some this really cool art rare mouse hold. Got this beautiful gold energy and that full art Giacomo. Some really nice hits on the right side. This was kind of a fun box to open, really. And that's just the half of it. Obviously, on the other half, we got some nice ones too. A couple more EXs. A second Lyca Rock EX. I'm a little bit surprised I got double. Skeledirge EX. This really cool Paldean Tauros. And then, of course, this ridiculously expensive Tyranitar with this full art Caparaja. And then the last card there, two more, I should say. You got the Fortress EX, which, again, is, I think, a deck I'm going to try and play. And finally, of course, this beautiful Ting-Lu in a wasteland here. But anyway, I want to say thanks so much for coming by on a little bit of a rant, talking quite a bit. I apologize for that. But if you made it this far, obviously, like, subscribe. Thank you so much for coming by. I'm going to see you guys in another video.